Let's take you live to Sydney now. This is New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet and the Transport Minister. They're taking questions about Labor's plans to scrap the Metro line. Today we've had an announcement from Labor that instead they'll have buses. $300 million towards buses instead of Metro. Let's listen in.
Have been built and are being built under this government. The same goes with schools. And that only happens because you have an economic plan. Under Labor, there is no plan. They've got one policy, and that is to unleash 40% of the state's budget, which will create a significant black hole, which means you can't build the schools, the hospitals, the metros and the motorways that make a real difference to people's lives. I just got off. I flew in from Lismore this morning. There was the Gateway project underway at Sydney Airport. Jumped on the M4, M8 tunnels that we just opened for WestConnex. Now we've just jumped on the Northwest Metro. These are projects that we have built. Under Labor, there were no projects being built across this state, a $30 billion infrastructure backlog. We manage money well, and that's why coming out of droughts, floods, bushfires, a pandemic and floods again, that New South Wales still has 2 AAA credit ratings. That's what the ratings agencies say about our financial management here in New South Wales. That's what the ratings agencies say about our infrastructure investment going forward. We are doubling down on building the metros and the motorways. Why? Because you can't just build for today. You need to build for tomorrow, for our children and their children. We've done that since coming to office, and we're going to continue to do it going forward. Amelia. I'm the Premier. I've made it very clear. On our approach, here in New South Wales. We have a sustainable and affordable and manageable debt position here in New South Wales, and we are building the things that matter for people. Now, look, you've said what's tomorrow.
Well, how far away is tomorrow? Because I mean, these 4 lines here were announced back on 10th of March 2019, 14th of March 2019. What progress has there been for the people of Liverpool in particular from 14th of March 2019 to today? Because it feels like not much is happening.
We're building. We came to office.
You've announced $260 million for business cases.
So
we can't complete it yet.
Because you plan for the future.
So
that's what we've announced. We've funded $260 million for these business cases so we can stage the metros of the future. We built the Northwest Metro. Metro West underway to be completed in 2030. The airport metro to be open in 2026 when our new airport opens. In addition to that, we have the City and Southwest Metro next year opening, and obviously the extension of Bankstown in 2025. These are projects that make a real difference. You can't build them all at once. You don't build them overnight. What you do is you get underway, you start construction, and you build a brighter future for the people of New South Wales. And in doing that, thousands of jobs during construction, and ultimately at the end of it, we have a better opportunity and prosperity for the people of our state. You've got to bet, Lachlan, you've got to.
The planning will begin on 4 Metro. What planning has happened in the past 4 years up until 2 weeks ago?
Lockie, we're currently building.
On these 4 lines.
I've allocated $260 million for the business cases for the next tranche of metro projects in Western Sydney. That's what we are building here as a government. At the same time, look at the record. Look what's currently underway. The City and Southwest Metro, Metro West, the Airport Metro. But you can't stop there. You've got to make sure that the work is done so that the next set of metros are built. That's what we're doing in this state. $116 billion of infrastructure. I said it's twice as much as Victoria. We are the infrastructure capital of the country, if not the world. And that doesn't happen overnight. You've got a plan. It's exactly what we did when we came to office and started construction on the Northwest Metro and the WestConnex. Once again, in fact, I was thinking about this when I was driving through the M4, M8. Let's not forget, Labor opposed the construction of the WestConnex. Labor opposed the transaction of WestConnex, which has unlocked capital, which have invested $5 billion in West Invest for small projects across Western Sydney. These are the projects that transform people's lives, and that's what we're going to continue to build. Tom.
That is where we leave Dominic Perrottet talking about infrastructure in Western Sydney. And there's certainly a big difference between what the government is promising for a second term and what a Labor government would do.